Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Maro. I am so happy that you're here. Today, let's embark on a mindful yoga journey together. As Jon Kabat-Zinn says, mindfulness is paying attention in the present moment, very much on purpose and non-judgmentally. And I'll add with so much kindness. That's exactly what we'll practice here today in our 1-hour gentle yoga class as we focus on the movement of our bodies, the fullness of our breath, creating the space for non-judgmental mindfulness, relaxation, and improved well-being. I hope you'll join me. Go ahead and slip into something comfortable, and please grab a yoga strap, exercise band, or maybe you have a scarf or even a belt work. 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, don't worry. You might have 2 pillows at home and a blanket. And I will see you on the mat soon. Okay, everyone, let's jump right in. Before we lie down, see that you have your block and your strap close to the top of your mat so you can reach it when we're lying down so you don't have to get up. So once you have that set up, let's lean on down one side and then you can roll onto your back, okay? We will start in Supta Baddha Konasana here, soles of the feet together, knees open wide for a reclined butterfly pose. This is where you might need your blocks or your pillows. You can place them underneath the outer thigh, like so. So check in to see how intense the stretch sensation is. We definitely want to feel something. We want a subtle stretch. So if you're not feeling anything, you can move the blocks a little further away, making it a little more intense. But if it's too intense, you can move the blocks a little further in towards the body. All right, we're looking for a sweet discomfort. So find that sweet discomfort, okay? We're feeling the stretch, but it's not too much. And once you arrive, you're comfortable, maybe that blanket is under your head. Let's settle in here. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes. And let's begin our class together by setting an intention to be fully present, to pay attention in the present moment on purpose and non-judgmentally. And I'll add with so much kindness. So much kindness. This nice little ribbon wrapped around all of what I just said. So drop that seed using any visual techniques that help you. Maybe you're really planting a seed in the dirt and you're watering it, the seed of mindfulness. And then join me as I take 3 cleansing breaths to release and arrive. So big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and release any distractions. Big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, releasing tension. Last one. Inhale deeply through the nose. Open your mouth and arrive in this moment in your body. And now you can place one hand at the low belly, one hand at the low ribs. And let's begin to lengthen and deepen the breath without any strain or force in a very gentle way. I invite you to take a deeper inhalation, maybe a longer, slower exhalation. So start to stretch the breath out. Allow the breath to help you arrive even more in the body, to help you release any more tension or distractions that you might be carrying. Allow the breath to help you feel calmer. And see if you can breathe in such a way that makes the belly move. Okay, the belly moves up and down as you breathe in and out. And then also, maybe that other hand that's at the low ribs area, you might feel the ribs expanding a little bit with each inhalation. So take 2 more deep breaths on your own, and then we'll connect our breathing together as a group. And exhale fully, releasing that breath that you're on. And let's breathe in deeply into the low belly and the ribs. Exhaling fully to release that breath. Breathing in deeply, belly, ribs, maybe into the collarbones. Exhaling, collarbones, ribs, low belly. Breathing in again, low belly, ribs, collarbones. Breathing out, release the collarbones, ribs, low belly. Now breathe into the right hip, right side of the torso to the crown of the head. Breathing down the left side of the torso, out through the left hip. Breathing in left hip, left side of the torso, crown of the head, as if they had their own set of lungs. Breathing down the right side of the torso, out of the right hip. Good, beautiful breathing, everyone. From here, we can remove the blocks, place them to the side, straighten one leg out, the other leg out, arms overhead. Let's find a full body stretch here. Maybe a big breath in through the nose, as if you could breathe into your toes, into your fingertips. And on an exhale, maybe you bend one knee and then the other. You can hug the knees in towards your chest. Rocking side to side. That feels okay on your body. And release the feet down. From here, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. Okay, let's press the palms together, gently pressing the palms into each other, reaching a little higher. Take 2 breaths here in that space between the shoulder blades, your upper back area. Breathe in deeply in such a way that maybe even the back presses into the mat. Exhale fully. One more breath. Reach the fingertips a little more. Subtle stretch down the arms. Inhaling here. Exhale to release. Open up the arms out to a T. Reach through the fingertips here. And using the arms only, okay? Arms only. Inhale deeply. And exhale, give yourself a little hug. Good. Breathing in to open the arms out. Breathing out, cross the other way, hug yourself. Good, let's do 2 more. Breathe in deeply, reach through the fingertips. Exhale fully, change the cross of the arms. Breathing in to reach. Breathing out to cross. Cool, open the arms back up. Let them rest in a T shape, and then bring your attention to your feet. Heel toe the feet as wide as the mat. So feel the edge of the mat with your toes and your feet. And then once you get there, allow the knees to drop side to side, left and right, finding windshield wipers, warming things up here. So I want to remind you that everything that I offer in this class is merely a suggestion. You can skip or modify anything that doesn't work for you or your body. So keep that in mind, which is kind of perfect because we're practicing mindfulness, right? This attention in the present moment, very much on purpose, non-judgmentally. And because you're doing that, you'll notice the body signals. And you'll listen to the body and do what works for you. Cool. Next time the knees drop to the right, reach the fingertips to the left. Let's include the arms in this. And then we'll just change sides. The fingertips reach to the right, both knees reach to the left. Good. Breathing in. And breathing out. You can coordinate your breathing with this if you'd like. Just warming things up and just check in, see how things are feeling. Maybe scan the ankles, the knees, the hips, shoulders. Good. One more on each side. And come back through center. Release the arms down. Let's find ourselves in a bridge stance for a moment. And from here, hug the right knee in towards your collarbone or in towards your armpit. Okay, you always have an option to use that strap that we're going to use a little bit later, but you can use it here to assist with hugging the knee in. You can place it right around the shin. Keep that in mind. So wherever you are, don't land quite yet in the hugging. I invite you to back off the stretch as you breathe in and then hug the knee into the armpit as you breathe out. So breathing in, back off the stretch a few inches, breathing out to hug it a little more. So inhaling to release, exhaling to hug it in, and we'll hold here, continue to breathe. And then bring your attention to your right big toe, and let's make big circles with the right big toe in one direction. And then go the other way. And from here, go ahead and send that foot up to the ceiling and flex the foot here, toes towards your face, and then point your toes and hug that knee back in. So let's do that a few times. Breathing in, foot to the ceiling, flex it. Breathing out, point and hug. Good. Breathing in to lift and flex. Breathing out, point and hug. Awesome. Now we'll grab the strap. Go ahead and place that under the sole of the right foot. If you have a traditional yoga strap, make sure that that buckle doesn't smack you in the face. I've done that before. So you can place the strap where the heel meets the arch or maybe closer to the mounds of the toes. And for now, just hold the strap with the right hand and just wave the leg side to side, left and right a few times before we land. And just check in to see how the right leg is feeling. Just a couple inches to the right, couple inches to the left. You don't need to go too far. And then between these two extremes, you'll find that perfect place right in the middle. Good. And maybe you want to hold the strap with both hands. You can even loop the strap around your hand. And holding it closer to the foot with straight arms uses more triceps, upper back. If you want to hold it closer to the body and you bend the elbows, you're using more biceps here. So you figure out how you want to hold the strap. Let me give it a little more space. Awesome. So find that spot where you feel the first edge of resistance, that first sensation of stretch, okay? There's no need to pull the leg towards you. Let's let the breath do its job and relax the muscles. So honor your body by finding the first edge of resistance and hold and breathe and get really curious about the sensations in the back of the right leg. And breathe in some softness here, inhaling through the nose, exhaling from the nose or the mouth. Good. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Breathing deep into the low belly, maybe into the right thigh, inviting the muscles to release and soften. Really reach the heel bone up to the ceiling. See how that changes the stretch. And from here, grab both ends of the strap with the right hand and slowly start to open that right leg out, maybe 1/4, 1/5 of the way down. I don't know, I'm guessing that's about 2 feet. We don't have to go too far, feeling a stretch in the inner right thigh. And as a way to counterbalance this, I invite you to let that left knee drop to the mat. The knee is bent. Let it fall, counterbalancing the right leg. And imagine that your torso is like the spine of a book and you have the pages opening up on the right and the left side. So hold here. Let's take 2 deep breaths. Relax your forehead. Relax your jaw. 1 more breath. Come back through center. Change how you're holding the strap. Grab it with the left hand. And then without lifting or twisting at the hips, so leave the right hip down. We're not turning. Let the right leg simply cross the midline. So right leg moving over to the left as far as it can go. Okay. And then hold that there. And then pay attention to the right foot. See that the toes are facing the top of the mat, heel bone facing the bottom of the mat. Okay, and then, this is the best part, turn the outer edge of the foot up towards the ceiling. You will feel pretty intense stretch sensation on the outer part of your right ankle. So check in, see how that feels. You can make any adjustments that you need. Let's breathe into that. Also noticing any other stretch sensations down the leg. Take a big, deep breath here. See if you can soften into this. Gently bring this back up through center. Release the strap. We'll use that in a minute. Just place it to the side. So pause here in your bridge stance and just notice the difference between the sides. Take a moment without any judgment, with so much kindness. Take an inventory of the differences between the sides. And from here, hug the left knee in towards the left collarbone or maybe towards the armpit. Again, you can use a strap around the shin if you need one. And as you breathe in, back off the stretch a little. As you breathe out, invite the hugging of the knee in a little more. So breathing in, back off. Breathing out, hug it in. Good. Breathing in, breathing in, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing out, breathing out. Hug the knee in. Let's hold here. Bring your attention to your left big toe and let's start to make circles in one direction. Give the ankle a little love as you pay attention to what's happening there. And then rotate the other way. And relax that as we send the foot up to the ceiling, flex the foot, heel bone up, and then point your toes and hug that knee in. Now let's include our breathing in this. So breathing in, flex the foot, breathing out, point the toes, hug it in. One more. Breathing in to flex, breathing out to point and hug. And then go ahead and grab your strap and place it under the sole of the left foot, either where the heel meets the arch or closer to the mounds of the toes. You figure out where it feels right. And then once you arrive, a little waving of the leg side to side. You can do that using both hands, or maybe it feels better to just use the left hand to wave the left foot, a couple inches to the right, couple inches to the left. It's like we're letting the leg know where we're going eventually, warming it up. Cool. Land in the middle between those two extremes and hold the strap in a way that works for you. And let's pause and breathe and be fully present of the stretch sensations as you find that first edge of resistance. Get really curious about where that is. And then breathe up and down the left leg, inviting the muscles to soften, to let go. And from here, go ahead and hold on to that strap with the left hand, both ends of the strap, and then open the leg out, maybe 1/4 of the way, 1/5 of the way. We don't have to go too far. There's no magic to getting the foot to the floor. Okay. And then as a counterbalance, open up that right knee out to the side, imagining your torso, the spine of a book, and breathe here. Where do you feel the stretch? Breathe into that. Gently coming back up through center. Change how you're holding the strap. Grab it with the right hand. And then again, without turning, twisting, lifting the left hip, simply allow the left leg to cross the midline, moving over to the right as far as it can go. Okay, and then look at your left foot. See that the toes are facing the top of the mat, heel bone facing the bottom of the mat. And then turn the outer edge of the foot up to the ceiling. Get curious about that, my loves. What does that feel like? That intense stretch in the outer part of your left ankle. And you'll notice that continue down the left leg. Breathe into that here as we are on our mindful yoga journey together. One more breath. Gently coming back up through center. Let's release the strap. We don't need it anymore. Place it to the side. Coming into a bridge stance. Allow the feet to be hips distance apart. And then check in with the feet. See how close you want them to your sits bones, okay? And press the feet into the mat. Feel your feet. In fact, lift and spread the toes, planting them back on the mat again. And let's find our breath first before we move. Inhaling deeply through the nose. Exhaling fully. On your next inhale, press into your feet. Lift the hips, maybe become into a baby bridge and squeeze the bum. And exhaling to lower all the way down. Breathing in, press into the feet, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Breathing out, allow the breath to lower you down. So let's keep going like this, finding your own rhythm here with your own breath. Just be sure to press into the feet. Allow that to lift you up. Allow the breath to lift you up. Definitely squeeze the glutes as we're moving in and out of hip extension. We generally have sleepy glutes, so this is really good for us. Wake up the bum. Largest muscle in the body, second strongest. Good, and then pay attention here on purpose. This moment right here. No judgment, no pride, so much kindness. Notice what this feels like in your body. Notice how and if the glutes are firing and waking up. Let's do a few more rounds. Stay connected to the breath. Stay connected to the movement of the body. Last one. Good. From here, hug the knees in. Good job. You can rock side to side a few times. All right, release the feet down and we'll go into round 2 of our bridge flow, something a little more challenging, okay? I'll walk you through this. So breathing in here, breathing out. As you breathe in again, press into the feet, lift the hips into bridge. And then once you arrive there, continue to breathe. Just redistribute the weight into the right foot. lift the left foot off the mat and then slowly lower all the way down. Release both feet to the mat. Breathing in, press into both feet, lift up into bridge, redistribute weight into the left foot, really wake up that left glute, lift the right leg off the mat, the right foot, slowly lower down as you exhale. So let's keep doing this side to side, left and right, inviting one leg to lift up, lowering down with the other one. Just checking in to see the sides, right? Maybe one glute fires better than the other. So just check in, get curious about what's happening here. And then if you happen to react here with a thought like, this is hard, acknowledge that. And of course, modify any way that you need. And if any of you are feeling adventurous and the knees allow it, you can even lift that one foot up from the beginning and just do a one-legged bridge, coming up with the right leg, coming down with the right leg, and switching sides. Just check in, see how the knee is feeling. Cool, let's just do a few more rounds and notice how your core kicks in too to help you lower down. A lot of things working here, a lot of muscles waking up to help you with this movement. Awesome. I think we started with the right foot. So let's end pressing the left foot into the mat. You got this. Awesome. Hugging both knees in again. Left hand on left knee, right hand on right knee. Let's make circles in one direction. And then go the other way. Releasing the feet down. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh, finding a figure four. And before we hold this, let's find a windshield wiper action here in our figure four. So allowing the legs to drop side to side, left and right. Checking in to see how this feels. As we twist and turn from the hips. Coming back through neutral. You can stay here in your figure four. This might be enough. Or you can grab a block, placing it under the left foot. This might be enough right here. This is my favorite way of doing this. If you're not feeling anything, then you can hug the left thigh in towards the chest, getting a deeper stretch. Flex that right foot, and wherever you are, hold here, breathe, and be fully present in this moment, in this shape. Let's find that directional breathing, that upside down V shape. Imagine that you're breathing in through the right hip, right side of the torso to the crown of the head, breathing down the left side, out through the left hip. Breathing in left hip, left side of the torso, crown of the head, breathing down the right side, out through the right hip. Good. We'll release the left foot down, right foot down. Pause for a moment. Pause and be fully present. Be present in the waiting. And cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Let's find that windshield wiper action first. Twisting and turning, allowing the legs to drop side to side, left and right, as they are here in this figure four position. And we'll come back to neutral so we can hold our figure four. This might be enough right here. If not, place a block under the right foot. If you're still not feeling anything, hug the right thigh in towards your chest for a deeper stretch sensation in the outer left hip. Hold and breathe. Finding that directional breath on this side. Breathing in left hip, left side of the torso, crown of the head. Breathing out right side of the torso, right hip. Breathing in, right hip, right side of the torso, crown of the head. Breathing down the left side of the torso, out through the left hip. Good job, everyone. We'll release the right foot down, left foot down. Let's hug the knees in again. Rocking side to side. And let the feet come up to the ceiling, fingertips come up to the ceiling. Find some movement in the ankles and the wrists as we warm things up. Okay, some rotations and then change the direction. Go the other way and then spread the toes for me. Spread the fingers really wide. Spread, 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 spread. Hold it there. Keep spreading. And then scrunch up the toes. Make fists with your hands. Good. Spread again. Spread the fingers. Spread the toes. Scrunch everything up. And now shake it out like you're trying to get something stuck to the ceiling. And then heel bones up to the ceiling again. Flex the feet. Arms reaching overhead. Big breath in here. Long, slow breath out as you hug the knees in. So breathing in deeply to stand on the ceiling, arms overhead. Breathing out fully, hug it in. Breathe in purposefully. Breathing out completely. And from here, rock side to side, and then we'll fall to one side so we can press ourselves up to table, hands and knees position. So go ahead and bring yourself up, grabbing that blanket. Let's find table, knees under hips, hands in line with the face. Spread the fingers really wide. Good, tuck the toes. Let's get a little foot stretch. And from here, send the hips back, sit back on the heels and spread the fingers again. Feel all 10 fingertips pressing into the mat, okay? See if you can feel all 4 corners of each palm pressing into the mat. And then breathe in to come up. Breathing out, send the hips back again. So we'll just go back and forth a few times, warming up the wrists. Keep spreading those fingers. I know they like to go in. Awesome. So come back up through center, untuck the toes. And now let's do a little leaning side to side, left and right, okay? So you are in control of how much weight you put in your wrists. If you need this to be a little easier, guess what? You just send your hips back further and go side to side like this. Puts a little less weight in the wrist that way, okay? So now let's find what I like to call elephant walking. So when you lean to the left, turn the right fingertips out to 2 o'clock. And then lean over the right hand, turn the left fingertips out to say 10 o'clock. And just kind of feel this out, going side to side. Again, you can put as much weight into the wrist by leaning a little more forward. You can relieve the weight from the wrist by leaning a little back. And maybe we do a little more here. So turn the fingertips out to 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And that's as far as we'll go. Just going side to side here, seeing how that feels. And then let's go back. Of course, we will give ourselves a little break here. Once you come back, let's find child's pose. Toes together, knees wide. Grab your block or your pillow for under your forehead. And let's rotate the wrists in one direction. Rotating them the other way. And just pause here for a moment. Let's take 2 deep breaths in child's pose. Notice what it's like to breathe deeply in this shape. Pay attention. And from here, you can release that block if you had one. Reach the fingertips forward. On an inhale, I want you to rock up to table. And as you exhale, send yourself back to child's pose again. So let's go back and forth like this. Breathing in, let the breath rock you up to table. Breathing out, send the hips back. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling, exhaling. Nice and slow. One more like that. Breathing in, breathing out. Spread the fingers wide. Inhaling. Next time you come up, drop the belly, lift the gaze for cow pose. And again, exhale, child's pose. Breathing in, come up, drop the belly, arch the spine. Breathing out, find yourself in child's pose. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, rock forward, lift your tailbone, lift your chest, your gaze, shoulders away from ears. Exhaling, child's pose. Good. Next time you come up, find yourself in cow again. This time, exhaling, cat pose. So breathing in, untuck the tailbone, low back, mid back, upper back. Breathing out, round and tuck from the tailbone up the back, releasing the head and neck. A few more rounds. You can close your eyes if that feels good. Just compost the thinking mind here. Let your attention land on the feeling body, our mindfulness teacher in this class. And maybe your body is asking for some organic movement. You can shift side to side, left and right, so feel things out. You can do that in cow pose. You can do the same in cat pose, just shifting side to side. Maybe some spinal circles would feel good. No rules, just feel things out. A few more breaths. And from here, we will land on our bellies for some back bending because it's so good for us. So maybe you place that blanket under your low belly, pubic bone area. You can even fold it a little more. If you have some crunchiness in the low back, you can always take your blanket, fold it in half one more time, and place it under the low belly, pubic bone area. And then allow the hands to move way off the mat. We're finding our spider arms for our spider cobra. So tent the hands and see that they're in line with the shoulders. Okay, allow the shoulders to move away from the ears. Good. Point the toes or press the tops of feet in the mat. That'll engage the legs slightly. Squeeze the bum. Definitely want the glutes to be awake here. Okay, so now squeeze the lower tips of the shoulder blades while you're squeezing your bum and you're engaging the legs. So this should feel like work right here. Breathe. On your next inhale, peel yourself up to find a baby cobra and exhaling to lower down. Breathing in to come up, shoulders away from ears. Breathing out to lower. Let's continue like this for a bunch more rounds. This is so good for you because we do a lot of rounding in our everyday life. We're hunched over, we're rounding in the back. So this is super good for you. Remember to squeeze the lower tips of the shoulder blades together when you come up and release everything when you come down. Good. Breathing in, squeeze the bum. Breathing out to lower. Let's do one more round. You got this. And we'll release this fully. Make a pillow for yourself. You can bend the knees. Let the feet flop side to side, left and right. And release the legs down. Pause here for a little bit of breathing before we go into round two. Yes, there's a round two because I love you. And this is good for you. So inhale deeply in through that right foot, right side of the body, all the way to the crown of the head. Let the breath reach there. Breathing down the left side of the body as if you could breathe out of the left foot. Good. Now breathing in, left foot, left side of the body, crown of the head. Breathing out, right side of the body, out of the right foot. Beautiful. Do one more round like that on your own, using your own breath, finding that directional breathing. And we'll come into round 2. So move the arms, hands off the mat, in line with the shoulder. Check in with them. Tend to the hands, fingers on the mat. Rest your forehead on the mat. And go ahead and press the tops of the feet into the mat. You're engaging your legs. Squeeze the bum. Shoulders away from ears. I want you to squeeze the lower tips of the shoulder blades together while you're squeezing your bum. Good. On a next inhale, you will peel yourself off the mat, finding that baby cobra. Notice how strong your back is. Exhaling to lower. Breathing in to come up. Breathing out to release. Good. Keep flowing in and out of baby cobra. Very mindful of what this feels like in the back body. See how strong you are as you lift yourself up. See how strong your breath is. Let the breath help you lift up. Good. 2 more rounds. Really pay attention. Notice any thoughts floating around. Acknowledge them. Maybe this is hard. Just observe that. Good. Last one. I think I added an extra one just for you. And we'll release this down. All right. Make a pillow for yourself again. Bend the knees. Allow yourself to shift side to side. Release this down. Pressing yourselves up through table and back through child's pose. For our counter pose. Let's take 2 deep breaths before we find another delicious flow. Breathing deeply into the back body. Reaching the fingertips forward. As you inhale, let's rock up to table again. Breathing out, come back to child's pose. Let's just do this a few times before we add something else to our flow. Breathing in, rock up. Breathing out, send the hips back. Good. Breathing in, table. This time, if you want, you can tuck the toes. Breathe out, down dog. And then lower the knees mindfully on the mat. As you exhale, come into child's pose. Good. Inhale, table. Let's keep going. Exhale, down dog. Breathing in, table. Exhale, child's pose. Let's do that one more time as we land in down dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, lift your hips. Find yourself in your upside down V shape. We'll hold this and breathe. You can always come into child's pose at any point. I invite you to hold this for 3 deep breaths. Bend the knees. Send your bum up to the ceiling. Press the floor away. Relax the head and neck. 2 more breaths. And we'll slowly lower the knees down. We'll all come into child's pose for just a few breaths before we lie down. Mindfulness is paying attention on purpose, non-judgmentally. Wrap that with a bow of loving kindness. From here, we'll slowly press ourselves up and then lie back down on the mat. So we can do a few more poses, stretches before we rest. So So go ahead and lie down. And let's see, grab your block or your pillow or maybe a bolster and place it under your sacrum for a kind of like a supported bridge, but we're moving into waterfall pose. So you will lift the feet and legs up to the ceiling so we can find an inversion. So once you get there, you might notice that the prop's not in the right place and you can make any adjustments. It should be under your sacrum. So let's find an inversion. Here, we'll hold this and breathe. You might pay attention to the tingling sensations in the legs and the feet as we stay here a little longer. The body starts to speak to us. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Breathing in, breathing out of the nose or the mouth. 1 more inhale and exhale fully. Check in to see how this feels before we release the legs down. Take an inventory of the tingling, vibrating sensations you might feel. Get curious about them. And then bending one knee and then the other. You can place one foot down, the other foot down, and find yourself in a supported bridge. We'll hang out here for just a moment. And I invite you to straighten the legs out with the prop under the sacrum. So straighten out one leg, straighten out the other, see how that feels. Gently bringing this back, bending one knee, bending the other one. Press into the feet, lift the hips. You can remove the prop, place it to the side. And now let's glue the legs together, the feet together, pressing into the feet, lift and shift the hips a little to the right, like 4 to 6 inches, allowing the legs to drop to the left. And then maybe the right arm reaches out to the right, gaze following the right hand. So let's hold our reclined twist here, and I'll offer a pursed lips breathing technique. So you'll inhale deeply through the nose, and then you'll exhale through pursed lips as if you're blowing out of a straw or blowing out candles. Let's try that a few times here. Breathing in deeply, breathing out of pursed lips. Notice how that lengthens your exhalation. Try that for 2 more breaths. And we'll slowly come out of this, come back through center. Pause for a moment, glue the feet together, legs together. And then pressing into the feet, lift and shift the hips to the left, allowing the legs to fall to the right, reaching the left arm out to the left. Maybe your gaze follows. Let's find that breathing technique, breathing in through the nose, breathing out like you're blowing out of a straw or you're blowing out candles, pursed lips. Notice how that lengthens your exhale. Notice how that is very relaxing. Let's do 2 more. Relax your forehead. Relax your jaw as you breathe. Gently release this. Let's come back through center, straightening the legs out for a short rest here in Shavasana. Super important not to skip this, not to fast forward. The body needs time to absorb the practice. It processes things on a different level than the mind does. So just give your body this time to take it all in. And we'll do one more round of that upside down V-shaped breathing. And you'll see where we're going with that here in a moment. So breathing in through the left foot. Feel as though you're breathing up the left side of the body. You're reaching the crown of the head. And then you exhale down the right side, softening everything along the way, breathing out of the right foot. So breathing in, right foot, right side of the body, crown of the head. Breathing down the left side, allow it to melt a little more as you breathe out of the left foot. You can do one more round on your own and then release all effort and rest. Mindfully bring your attention in your body with so much awareness. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes very gently. And reach the arms overhead slowly, finding a full body stretch, maybe a deep breath in through the nose. And bending one knee, then the other. You can hug the knees in as you exhale, rocking side to side. So let's very mindfully come up to find a seat. You'll lean to one side, pressing yourself up. And make sure you sit on something. So I'm going to sit on a block with a blanket on top. Or you can sit on a bolster or a pillow or a chair if you need to. It's always an option. So sit nice and tall, pulling the flesh away. Make sure you're sitting on your sits bones. All right, so we will practice some pranayama, a breathing technique. We've been doing this in person in our classes together, alternate nostril breathing, okay? So first let me say you can opt out of any breathing technique. If it doesn't feel right for you on your body, you don't have to do it. And if you're going to join us, then great. I'm offering 2 options. One option, if you have a really stuffy nose and it's difficult to open and close the nostrils, you'll breathe in, you'll imagine breathing in through the left nostril, breathing out the right, breathing in only through the right nostril, breathing out through the left. You see that upside down V shape we just did? We've been doing this throughout the class, using our entire bodies. So now we'll get specific to the nose, okay? So option 1 is just imagining the breath entering each nostril. And then option 2 is actually opening and closing the nostril using your fingers and your hand. So right hand, index finger, middle finger are going to land right between the eyebrows. We're just going to anchor our hand there. And then the thumb opens and closes the right nostril. And then the ring finger will open and close the left nostril. Okay, so anchor your hand there and let's breathe in and out of both nostrils first. So inhale deeply, exhale fully. And then seal the right nostril with the thumb and breathe in through the left nostril. Seal the left, exhale right. Breathe in right. Seal that, exhale left. That was 1 round. Breathe in left. Seal, exhale right. Inhale right. Close that off, exhale left. That was 2 rounds. Do 3 more on your own, at your own pace. And there's no rush. Whenever you're finished, just rest the hands on your thighs. I invite you to close your eyes if they're not already closed. And let's begin by noticing the effects of alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. Notice how that breathing technique made you feel. I always feel more calm, centered, and balanced when I do it. This breathing technique I do daily. So just check in and see how the body felt after doing that. And now let's pay attention in our meditation. Pay attention very much on purpose, this moment right here, with so much kindness, without any judgment or reacting. Let's hear the sounds. Take in the sounds in your environment. And let them be there in the background of your awareness. And now feel your whole body as you sit. And let's scan the body for sensations. And you can scan it any way that you want, starting at the crown of the head, moving down the body, or starting with one foot, moving up the body, any way you want. Just scan the body and you might notice warmth, maybe coolness. You might feel some tingling here, vibrations there, possibly even some tension or achiness. See if you can observe that. Maybe there's feelings of ease or spaciousness or softness. Notice that too. Feel the points of pressure where you're sitting. And of course, you might encounter the sensations of breathing. Pay attention to those as well. So looking away from the thoughts, let your attention rest on the feeling body, our mindfulness teacher. And of course, it's totally normal for the mind to wander away. It's okay. Just become aware, forgive yourself. This is a very forgiving practice. Gently bring your attention back. Come back to just feeling the body, feeling the sensations. Get curious about those for just a little bit longer. You got this. And now might we feel and follow just 5 breaths to end our meditation. Let's narrow our attention to the nose, upper lip area. You might notice the cool air moving in, the warm air moving out. Just 5 breaths. Bring your attention to your hands, very slowly moving them towards each other, feeling your hands move through space, touching, fingertips touching, palms touching, thumbs towards your sternum. Drop your head towards your heart. Feel really good about practicing today. Feel good about being mindful. I hope you take this practice with you into the rest of the day until I see you again. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.